Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. Tonight is Tuesday. It is September 2nd. We're in September. Let's see what the market was like. It was a nice pullback day, that's for sure. But we'll see if it's going to bounce right back up. First, all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. Always do your due diligence, and this is how the heat map looked. And it was kind of red. AVGO was up a little bit. Walmart was also up. And you know what did pop up in the after hours? Google looked really good right there, and it was running up. It did have some kind of news, some kind of AI, something happening right there. So I don't know exactly what it was. It could have been this. I don't even know what the heck happened, but I just know Google ran up right there, and it wasn't looking bad. The SPY was down almost like $9 today, probably closer to 10, if not. It hit that, and then it was closed down about 478. You can see it's at 640, and then was bouncing up a little bit in the after hours, as you can see, and doesn't even look too bad. It is pulling back here, and we'll see how it opens up tomorrow. Obviously, we'll get a good idea of what's about to happen. If we're going to see that pullback, we could see some healthy pullback here, or they could just crank right back up and cruise. We know it happens often. And I was looking, I'm telling you, that Fed decision, you can already see we're getting a rate cut, but is it already factored into the market? It could be already, because everybody knows it's going to happen. So, of course, the markets will turn green when it happens. It's just a matter of how much momentum they'll have. So we'll go through everything, see what's going on. JNUG was running right there. Gold was looking really good, obviously, and that was running up there. NUGT also running up as well. So them ones were pretty good. That circle came way down there. That was a huge dip right there. So I did see that one. IREN right here. Let's look at that one real quick. That's in the top and could keep a little momentum tomorrow. SCIFR, we talked about it last night. Cipher Mining, this ran up pretty well today. As a matter of fact, GameStop getting set up and was looking pretty good today. Silver, that thing was jumping up. We've been talking about silver setting up and looking good. AppLovin, that wasn't too bad. It looks like it's trying to curl up a little bit more. And good old CoreWeave right here was dipping down, and that had been running up and taking a little dip right there. So there you go. Buy the dips, that is for sure. And how about HWH right there? It was in the Discord. Thanks to Laptop Travel. And this thing ran like 400% today, guys. So that thing was a beast. It got up to 777 right there. That was nice. That CARM, we looked at Charisma Therapeutics, and that was running over 100%. We talked about it last night. And STKH, is that the one you're talking about? We gave STMK on the live show. Which one was that one? STMK. What? It was something. I forget what the heck it was. But anyway, let's look at stakeholder right here, and let's see what that's doing. That one was running up the other day, just kind of getting set up right there and a little bit flat. So there you go. And let's take a look and see what else is going on. And that MLYS was running up today. Did see that bad boy, or UUU was running there. And SOGP, we had looked at this thing yesterday, SOGP, and that thing ran pretty well. So HWH was a nice hit from $1.38 right there, and it was looking good. SMTK, isn't that what it was? Something like that. Oh, if I could type it in right, it might help. There you go. SmartChem, SMTK. And we did talk about that. And it did run up there. There you go. I knew it was something like that. And it looks like it could try to spike up tomorrow, but we'll look at it. And there you go. And there you go. And Doge Mama 9 had a nice day for the Charisma and Open, and better week than last week. Yeah, it's going to be really good, guys. Last week was a tough one when you go into them holiday weeks, and Open Door was looking good. I was saying it was rolling up there on the small cap show. It was definitely way down, and it was curling up, and it went way up there and looking pretty good. So OPEN. Open Door Technologies, and again, I gave that out at 50-cent area on the small cap show. And if you didn't listen to the small cap show today, check it out. We were all on there today, the usual crew. And we also had a special guest, Manny from Telegram, the app Telegram. And Ben and Emp did a nice little interview with him and found out a lot of information. As a matter of fact, they have their own coin going, and it's TON, ton. And they also, will go through it real quick. We'll keep an eye on this. TONX. Remember this? VERB. Well, it kind of went with them, and it's now a crypto treasury, and that's what a lot of these do. And they do change the stock tickers, but now it's TONX, TON Strategy, basically like a micro strategy, but they have their own crypto, and it is something. And obviously, it could be something pretty big. We'll keep an eye on it for sure. You know, we love our crypto meme stuff and all that good stuff, so we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that, as a matter of fact. And that is TON Strategy. We'll also keep an eye on the stock. It is dipping down. Looks like it has a little more pullback time, and we'll alert when that one's getting to the bottom right there. TONX. Laptop Travel said he is in, and yeah, TON is the coin, and you can't get it on Phantom yet. It's super early, guys. So I'll keep you guys posted on that thing as well, and let you know any information. So that was a good interview right there. A lot of information. You could tell he's a bright guy, and yeah, Manny, I think his name is Manuel, and he goes by Manny, and it was great to have him on and talk to him. So if you didn't catch it, listen to that small cap show today. It was part of the Tesla show, so if you're looking for it, it was the Tesla broadcast there today. And then they did the Tesla show. We rolled right into the small cap show, and then at the end we also talked to Manny there from Telegram, and Ben bought into the TONX as well. So yeah, well, I'm going to be definitely checking that bad boy out. Like I said, you could have a little more pullback right here, and it's going to be a great opportunity. You can already see it's going to get set up. So that was interesting today as well. And let's cruise through our list, see what's going on. We have a lot of things that were down and a lot of things popping up, like ORIS was looking pretty good, guys. And this thing is setting up right here and not looking bad. Look at that bad boy running up right there, looking good. Also, that Raya was not looking too bad right there either, and running up some more today after last week's run up. And it is trying to curl up, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. I know that they do have a reverse split vote coming up, and I know they had pushed it back. I'm not exactly sure when it is, but it's definitely coming up really soon right there. And there was one more that I wanted to jot down, and what was it right there? Oh yeah, that was it. WAI right here. WAI Top King, and this one ran up last week, if you remember, and it looks like it's trying to set back up right there. So we're definitely going to keep an eye on WAI. I forgot to jot it down there, but there you go. And again, that one could be curling back up to run again. So that's a China one. And let's cruise through our list and see what's going on, and we'll see what you guys want to look at. And Google had perfect timing with today's news. It broke above the call wall 210 last week, and there was little resistance to keep it from jumping up. And Google did run up right there, that's for sure, Luis Rodriguez. And I think you had leaps on it, so they were probably looking good. Open right here, we were talking about it curling up, looking pretty good, and it does look like it wants to run up some more. QMCO is a computer hardware one. We'll take a look at the rest of them, see what they want to do. They've been bouncing around here as they get set up. We know we look at RGTI, excuse me, and that one was pulling back a little today. Your QUBT right here is pulled back as well. And also QBTS's D-Wave Quantum was up a little bit, but I don't think it's ready to curl through. As you can see, it trying to bounce off. And let's look at the Quantum one, Defiance Quantum ETF. And that's trying to get set up, but it's not exactly ready. As you can see, it was down and just trying to bounce back up right there. So they do have a little time, IONQ. That one doesn't look too bad right there. That one could actually jump up a little bit. And Z-Space right here is down, pulling back. And again, we'll watch for that bottom. And how about your RCAT right there is trying to get set up. I don't think it's ready. Good old Soundhound right here is looking pretty good. I put it on the list, but we're looking at it right now, and that is looking pretty good right there for SOUN. So keep an eye on good old Soundhound as it curls up right there. And let's see what else is going on our list. UNH right here, good old United Health. A little bit of run up, a little bit of pullback today. It was doing a little bit of everything as it gets set up, and I do believe that one's getting set up to run up there. And that is not going to spell Oscar with an I. OSCR right here is Oscar Health. It was pulling back a little bit more. It did pull back on Friday right there. I think you get set right up off the the MACD off the 20 right there, and we do start cruising. I think that's probably your bottom today at that 1570 area. So be keeping an eye on Oscar Health right there, because that is looking pretty decent. And let's keep on cruising. GRYP, good old Griffin, is the Trump family crypto, and that is changing its stock ticker coming up real soon. I forget what day it is, laptop travel, but I did actually look. We can look at the there is a Yahoo News article about it right here with the merger, so I forget what the exact day is, but it's coming up real soon. And GRYP is soon going to be ABTC for whatever reason. I forget what it's going to be called, and that is going to be the stock ticker, and I forget exactly which day. It could be real soon right there, and we'll see what's going on. It's tomorrow, as a matter of fact, so I must have missed if you had written something. But anyway, yeah, GRYP right there. It will be changing its stock ticker, I know, real soon, and it could be tomorrow, I believe. So that'll be ABTC. And there's another one still getting set up, pulling back right there. And again, how crazy is the Trump family right there with crypto and all? I mean, they just think about it. They launched all them NFTs before Trump did. He made a bunch of money off of them. And then they had the Trump coin, and that was obviously insane. They had a lot of insiders on that bad boy. And then they rolled out the Melania one. That was a disaster. That really hurt crypto right there, the Melania coin. And then yesterday, and then they got all these other companies going on like GRYP and all kinds of stuff here. Who knows? Pew is another one, is the grab a gun. The next one that we're going to look at, they're involved with this one right here as well. And then obviously, they launched WLFI, so they have that going on, World Liberty, whatever the heck it is. And then they made a coin yesterday, and that was way down. I'd even look at it today. What the heck is it even at today? I have to look. Give me 1 second. I'll keep going. But yeah, so they launched that WLFI yesterday, and I know it was started when I saw it. It was around 30 cents. Right now, it's at 22 cents at the moment, and it's at what, a $22 billion market cap somehow, or 6.3. Oh no, 6.3 billion. I was going to say it was at like a $30 billion market cap yesterday, and now it's at a 6.38 billion market cap. So that pulled way back, and so there you go. They have all this stuff going on. And then obviously, like we were just explaining, GRYP right here is about to change its stock ticker tomorrow. That's going to be a new one, ABTC. They're involved in this thing. It's just crazy, guys. I just don't understand how it's possible. And then we'll just keep on cruising off of that as well, because yeah, I just don't find it very smart that they're trying to have all these stakes in these companies like Intel and things of that nature. It's just not a good idea, guys. So I've been saying it before, and I'm saying it again. I don't think that the government should have a stake in any company. That I don't understand what the hell they think they're doing, but it's definitely not a good idea, and it's going to be a disaster waiting to happen. I can tell you that right now. So yeah, that's going to be bad. And then how about the Epstein files just came out tonight? They just released some more of them because they were getting pressured, and apparently they were going to have to release them anyway, or have a vote on releasing them, and they didn't want to have this vote, so they just popped out some Epstein files. But I mean, why is this such a big cover up? Who are we trying to who are we protecting here in this Epstein thing? I mean, clearly, and I'm going to call it right out. You guys know I do. And is it all of his donors or something? Like, I don't get who we're trying to protect here in these Epstein files and all this nonsense. Out, everybody. Let's go. Let's get all this information out here. Let's stop protecting people and making it a big cover up, because it's not a good look at all. So you got 3 bad looks going on right now, Trump. Not a good sign for you. I'm telling you right now. It's not good. I hope you listen to the show. I doubt it, but yeah, I'm telling you right now, it's not going to go well for you between the Epstein thing, trying to cover that shit up, all your crypto nonsense, and then trying to get a part of these companies, stakes in these companies. 3 bad strikes. I'm telling you, it's going to be you're going to strike out real quick right there. It's going to be a disaster waiting to blow up in your face. I don't know what the hell he's thinking. They had things under control, and now you start doing all this nonsense, and the market will start to pull back. It's not good. And then to top it all off, and this obviously isn't him, but what the hell is going on with the tariffs case? I mean, how bizarre is that, guys? There's like the other party just want the country just to get destroyed just so that they can try to have control. Clearly, you can tell that nobody cares about the American people, or do they care about the country itself? All they care about is the power in their party, and that's it. That's what they care about. I mean, who in their right mind is saying that the tariffs are illegal? I mean, it's absolutely bizarre. Countries are agreeing to it. They're paying us money, and now it's going to have to go to the Supreme Court, obviously, to figure that out. But I don't even know what federal circuit judges are saying that Congress has to make that decision. When? Like, I don't get it. The president can easily say and work out deals and say that tariffs are implemented. I just don't understand. I can't see the Supreme Court actually shooting it down. So, but that didn't help the market today either. And that's not. Can you imagine if we have to go back and pay all this money back to these countries because they just our own country said it's illegal? I mean, can you imagine how bad will that look, guys? I mean, that look, China will be laughing at us, Russia, everybody. They'll be like, these guys are morons. So yeah, it's crazy, guys. I don't get it, but if they try to do that, we're in big trouble. I can tell you that right now. You'll see a country get destroyed real fast. And obviously, it's one party working against the other. They cannot work together. That is for damn sure. We all know it, and it'll never happen. And that's what has to happen for the country to really operate well. And they just can't do it, guys. They just don't care about us American people, about the country, or anything else. It's evident. I mean, it's clearly nobody can make an argument, just like there was no argument before how the rates were so high and never being pulled back there. There's no argument on this. I mean, one party just wants to destroy the country, and it's just crazy to me. I just don't understand. But if we do have to pay back them tariffs, you can definitely see the market will dip really hard. So we'll have to see what's going on with that and what's going on here. The Epstein, Dougie Fresh in the list. Yeah, I'm on that list, Mr. Drawdown. That's why I'm yelling to put that list out there. You know, it's me. I was definitely involved. I didn't even know this guy existed until all this came out. This guy Epstein was out of his mind. And in them files that came out, they said he had excessive linens or something, and that's how he was able to commit suicide. It was either he was obviously either killed, or they put the linens in there and said, "Yo, do your thing. We'll all just turn around and not have anybody watching you, and that'll be that." Because clearly there's a lot of people that they're trying to protect here, or else they wouldn't be going on and covering this up. So yeah, it's not a good look. It bothers me. I'm not gonna lie. It actually drives me insane because he runs and says that he's gonna out these things and all this, and then all of a sudden it's a big U-turn right there, and it's not a good look. So anyway, just that to talk about. And again, I just don't get the whole tariffs case right there. It doesn't even make sense to me, but I guess we'll have to see what goes on with that. And then we'll get back to the Trump companies here and see what they are up to. Again, GRYP Griffin is going to be ABTC, and that's going to happen, I think, tomorrow. And then you have Grab a Gun Digital right here, and that's pulling back. That's another one of their companies. It was looking pretty good, but now it's dipping down. It looks like it's going to continue, but it'll bounce around a little bit. And then NCPL right here, good old Net Capital, is kind of trying to set up. It's been trying to, and I guess it's waiting for that 20. It's been sitting here on that trend line right there, a little bit below, but that one's not looking too bad. And I'm not even sure what PSQH does with them, but Laptop Travel did say that they had something to do with this one as well. And this one's trying to bottom out finally. We'll see how far that 20 wants to come down and grab it, or if it wants to dip down and bounce off of there. So I don't think it's ready just yet, but there you go. And again, they have all kinds of companies, coins, all kinds of nonsense going on. It's crazy. But anyway, how about Gush running up a little bit higher? I don't know who said that was going to happen, but it definitely happened. There you go with GUSH, and oil and gas looking good. RBNE did pull back some, and I'm not sure why, to be honest. Maybe that's a dip and rip look, because that thing was looking pretty good to me. I can tell you that it was looking pretty healthy the other day, and it looked pretty good today. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. And this TMDE is looking really good right there as well. So definitely be keeping your eye on this oil and gas one as well. TMDE, you can see that curling up right there, looking pretty good. So we'll be watching that one. And let's see what else is going on right here. That is our oil and gas ones. And let's see what OCGN is doing. All right. And hold on. Yeah. Can you not? Yeah. My daughter's down here making a bunch of noise. Anyway, OCGN right here, easily distracted for me. And here we go. That thing is definitely getting set up, and you can see it's about to roll off, just like we said, off the MACD. That is looking really good right there for OCGN. So we're keeping an eye on that. We were super early on that bad boy right there, and we tracked that down literally from like last year and ran it up here. It was like February or so. I forget what the heck we did with OCGN, but we definitely had that one coming down. And actually, it did run basically exactly how the market ran for the most part, and it's been ripping up there ever since. And it still looks healthy, just like I said. The rest of the market looks good. Maybe we could use OCGN as a little marker. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow, that was interesting. It didn't even jump out to me before. We look at it every single day. But anyway, that did exactly what the market's been doing. BMNR, Bitmine right here, Ethereum, Treasury pulling back a little bit. Ethereum had been pulling back, and this is getting pulled back just to set up. It did look good the other day. It was trying to run up when it was right here and obviously came down. Crypto is pulling back, but it's not looking so bad here. So I do think we could see that reversal on crypto start to happen relatively soon. And we'll go through some crypto. That's bet right here, same situation. Another Ethereum one, Treasury. And so that one is pulling back just ever so slightly, and it looks like it's trying to bottom out right there. So that one we'll be keeping an eye on. And UPXI right here is pulling back. This is the Solana Treasury, and this one had been ripping up. Solana wasn't actually looking too bad, as a matter of fact, this evening. So we will be keeping an eye on Solana to see what that wants to do. And let me see what else is going on over here. So that is a couple crypto treasury ones, and MBLY right there, Mobileye. Let's see, that one's been trying to set up. I did see it dip down today, and maybe you have a little dip and rip look, because I was trying to set up right there. Now it's pulling back, so I'll keep an eye on that one. I'll keep my Mobileye on MBLY right there, and Amplitude. That one was trying to get set up. It did have a nice pullback right there. And I don't know what happened to that one either, because that was looking good. So now a lot of them, you have to be really, really patient and careful with them. And honestly, when they look good right there and they pop up, you must get out of them, because they're going to pull back. You can see them jumping around as they're in this little setup period here. And it could last a couple weeks, and it's perfectly fine. We'll have plenty of opportunities. You guys know that. Good old plug was pulling back a little bit more, so we'll find that at the bottom. That was also trying to set up. And anything that wasn't crossing through the MACD as these things started to pull back, they are dipping down, and the other ones are still rolling off. I mean, it's still holding that pattern right there. So that is holding true. EPIX was that huge dipper the other day. It's in the basement right here, and it still has like a week or so. You're going to get some bounce around, so we'll try to pick the quick bounces on that one. So keep it on your list right there, EPIX. You will have some quick bounces with that. And how about our Kraft Heinz? I remember I was saying something was going on with this company. I couldn't tell what the heck it was, but I didn't really care. They're split into two companies. I guess Kraft and Heinz, they're getting divorced right now. And it did dip down there. They also have a dividend, I guess, today. And it dipped down today. It was looking good yesterday. I'll tell you that. It ran up. And then all of a sudden, they're breaking up, and now it's dipped down there. So it could be an opportunity. We'll have to see what's going on with KHC and what they decide to do, Kraft Heinz, as they break up and get divorced and separate right there and split into two companies. So I'm not exactly sure what happened. But again, stock chart was telling us something was going on there, and I don't really look at the news too much. We were just talking about the company because of corn syrup, and then I looked at the chart and it was set up. It did run. And obviously, um, it did pull back right there as they just announced that they're going to split up there. And their next big obstacle is the budget. Congress will end soon and will be forced to cater to the Democrats to get a budget passed before another shutdown. It's coming. And so there you go. That's what Laptop Travel is saying right there. And yeah, you're right. They always do have these budgets and government shutdowns, and you're not going to want one of them. That won't be a good look. And again, Trump needs this market, and this is why I'm saying to him, hey, I hope you're listening, because them three bad looks right there could cost you the midterms, and you don't want to do that and jeopardize things. You need to play it by the book and make it really run and make it run the right way. And I think these three things are big no-nos right there, and they could come back and bite them in the ass, trust me. And so that's why I was saying that before. Maybe I'll have to cut that clip and post it out there, because honestly, it's exactly what's going on right now, and it's not a good look. I'm telling you, it's not a good look. The Epstein files, all the crypto nonsense, the stakes in the companies, just not good. I'm telling you guys, it's not going to end well. So anyway, let's keep going with Kraft Heinz. They didn't end well either, apparently. So Senator Kerry's family got rich off Heinz. I know they used to own it, that's for sure, and they certainly did. That was it's quite a big company right there, and then they had sold it off, I believe. So anyway, they won't shut down. It's just hype to manipulate the market, and they always wait until the very last minute, don't they, Mr. Drawdown? We've seen a few shutdowns, but they definitely wait until that 23rd hour, and then all of a sudden magic happens, because Trump says he's not letting people leave to go on vacations and stuff, and then all of a sudden they figure out a way to figure it out there. But anyway, let's get back and see what's going on with CRDWD. Good old CrowdStrike right there had been running up, and another one looked real good, ran up a little bit, and then had your nice pullback. And we'll see if that gets set back up right there. So a lot of these that were running up last week, including Circle right here, dipped back down. So a lot of run ups, and look where the MACDs are. You're not crossing through at the moment, so they're holding that pattern. That is holding true. Marriott looked good. That pulled back today. I know that one. And again, ran up the other day for us, and then boom. You think I wasn't holding anything over the weekend? That is for sure. And September is usually the worst month with more selling, and it generally is a pullback kind of month here, September, and it's perfectly fine. We were looking at it. We thought it was going to happen towards the end of August, and it just stayed so strong there in the summer. But yeah, we are going to embrace this pullback. That's for sure there, Michael Anthony. The market needs it to get set back up, to run up to that next leg. That's for sure. And that was Marriott pulling back. And let's see what AVAV was doing, because that pulled back. That was also setting up. And Marriott and AVAV have very similar looks right there. But AVAV went up in the after hours. As you can see, I just went back and forth right there. Very similar. They caught my eye. I put them both back on just because when I was going through the list and looking at them, I was like, that's pretty bizarre. But like I said, AVAV looks like it jumped up in the after hours a little bit back up, but I still don't know if it wants to crawl through there. So interesting look right there. And again, I just pick out the patterns and see what's going on, and then we pick up what's going on, and just kind of apply them to everything, really, because that's how the market works. TTD right here, trade desk, that's getting set up. A little bit of pullback today, so we'll see how that looks. In your 20s coming down, but your bottom is probably right around there at your $50 area, 50-20s, and you're in the 53 range right now for TTD trade desk right there. And let's see. Remember, I gave these out last night. CVI. I was saying that I had made a new scanner, and these things were going to be looking good. That one popped up there, oil and gas CVI. I know we looked at that last night. And this HIW pulled back a little bit right there, and it's still not looking bad. That was the other one on that scanner. So I'm always making new ones and messing around. COR, this one's not looking too bad right here, and it is curling up, trying to roll right through. So keep an eye on that tomorrow. COR right there. And that one could keep a little bit of momentum, I must say. So that one's looking good. How about Merck right here? That looks like it's going to keep a little momentum as well. So you might want to keep an eye on MRK. That's good old Merck right there. So that's not looking too bad, as a matter of fact. And yeah, you can see that could run up right there to that 200 area. That's definitely looking pretty decent. Hershey's not looking bad right here, and that looks like it wants to continue its way up. So HSY right there looking pretty delicious. And I do not drink my Hershey syrup anymore for chocolate milk, but I should have invested in this company. I drank so much of it, it's insane. But anyway, for so many years, and but it's just been kind of hanging out around these prices right here. But it isn't looking bad for a quick spike up, so you can keep an eye on Hershey's company right there. Good old Hershey's chocolate. Procter and Gamble setting up right there off that trend line, and that is looking pretty good. And everything will be fine. Just relax and be patient. And that's what I say, Mr. Drawdown. You know I don't get upset. We always find something popping, including Procter and Gamble right here, because that's looking really good. TJ Maxx, guys, I remember I went back and looked. This thing tends to run before school starts every year right here towards the end of August. It did spike up. Look, right at the end of August, the thing ran up there, and it looks like it wants to bounce up again, roll up some more. It might have went back down the after. I'll look at it tomorrow morning, but TJX, I believe, is TJ Maxx. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And but yeah, that thing looks pretty good. Apparel retail, I'm pretty sure that's TJ Maxx right there. We did look at SoundHound. It was looking pretty good right there. We went over that bad boy. We went over this last night. Zim, someone mentioned this, and it is getting set up. I was looking at it today, and it looks like it's trying to bottom out for ZIM. And this is another one we looked at last night. Cypher Mining. I think Luis Rodriguez sent this one out, and that thing was popping up pretty big today, looking good. And remember, we were looking at Lyft. I know someone just posted it. I think it was you, Michael Anthony, right? Lyft was looking really good, and it was up today. I know that, and it looks like it wants to drive up a little bit more right there. So catch that one. How's your Clover Health doing? It looks pretty good, actually, for CLOV. So we'll keep an eye on that again there, Michael Anthony. McDonald's rolling off the MACD. Remember, we were saying that, and bam, there it goes. That's doing exactly what we said. So if you listen to the show, you definitely have an idea. And we're really going to start nowing everything. Laptop Travel has been killing it in 4 a.m. And I'm just going to give you guys the great setups. We'll play the 4 a.m. Warriors. I'll be up next week with everybody, so we'll definitely get into that one and with Laptop Travel. And then again, I'll hand you guys all the beautiful setups, and we can run the option calls and everything else, trade, and just now the market and crypto in between everything else. So we will be crushing it, Mr. Drawdown. You love chocolate milk. I was a huge chocolate milk drinker, but I gave it up, and it was just way too much milk, and corn syrup really is in everything. So, and then when I was in Canada, I should have posted it out. I forgot they had these jugs of corn Hershey syrup, and they were bigger than I'd ever seen. They were giant. You would like need a ladle to go into it, and they were only like $20. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my god, if I drank chocolate milk still, I'd probably take 10 of these home with me right now. So I would have went in and just like bought the entire display. Maybe I have a picture. I'll post it after the show. I'm pretty sure I took a picture of it. I thought it was awesome. But anyway, McDonald's is looking pretty good. Not the food, but the stock. And there you go with MCD right there. And let's see what else is going on over here. And this one is looking really good. I know it's an OTC. Money Mark talks about this. He's been talking about it for a while. It's called Geodrill, GODF right here. Geodrill, and this thing's getting set up, guys. You can see that thing's curling back up, and you know gold looks good. Let that 20 come down. Just we'll watch this thing. It looks really good. Had recently run up. I actually played it before, and it ran up pretty well. And then I got out of it, and it was pulling back a little bit. It kind of leveled out right there. It went up a little higher. No big deal. And now we'll catch it again for Geodrill. So we will keep an eye on that one right there. That's for sure. And CLNV, I don't even know what I was writing. What the heck did I even write down? I don't even know what the heck I wrote down for that. Somebody, I think, posted one in there, and that's an OTC or one. Clean Vision Corp. Yeah, I'm not familiar with it, but it is jumping up there, I must say, up 2 cents. It actually ran up pretty big today, and It's not looking too bad. Again, it's an OTCer, and it's not looking bad right there. You might continue some momentum on that one, and that is CLNV right there, and it was running up. And what's Rocket Lab doing right here? RKLB, and that is Rocket Lab, and it's an aerospace and defense, and that one looks pretty good. That one looks like it wants to roll up some more, so you keep an eye on RKLB right there. So we definitely have some that are wanting to run. How are you, Chris? How you doing? WLGSF. That one's going to be an OTCer. So let's look at Wing Wong Wang. Holy cow. Are you serious? That's really the name. Oh, Wang Lee. We know this one. And it is an OTCer. What was it before? WLGS? I forget what it was. I don't think it was that. I forget, but maybe it was something similar to this. And Wang and Lee. We used to look at this thing there for a while, and it had been running up, and now it's in the OTCers. But anyway, it is just kind of pulling back right there to get set up. I'll keep an eye on it because it would have to cross through and curl up right there for your Wang and Lee right there. What the heck was that again? WLGS. That's what it was right here. Wang and Lee. There you go. And is it an OTC or yeah, August 25th? That's when it stopped right there. So it did turn, but WLGS was the stock ticker. What's that with an F right there? So there you go for your Wang and Lee. They did go, and it was WLGS. Perfect, Mr. Drawdown. And Yosh right here rebranding itself under a new ticker, VSTD. So let's see what that's up to. YOSH. I always think of Yoshi when I look at this, but what's this up to right here? September 2nd. It's trying to run up there. And Yosh, Yoshi Harura announced his corporate name change to Vestand Inc. and ticker change to VSTD. I don't know if that's such a good one. VSTD, guys. It almost sounds like you got like a disease going on right there. They could have picked probably a better one, I might say. VSTD. It kind of when I said it, it just like was like, huh? And yeah, that's an odd one right there. I'm not gonna lie, Luis Rodriguez. So they'll be investing in crypto and real estate with their VSTD. And yeah, you could probably make some pretty good memes about that company right there. So I think they probably could have picked probably a better stock ticker, but what are we going to do? And we'll look at our VSTD and see if it's going to flare up any. And let's look and see what else is going on. And Michael Anthony, he's not buying anything for over $100. So whatever that means. Oh, you're looking at like Lyft and Clover and them guys. We look at everything, Michael Anthony. You should know that. We do the entire market, that's for sure, from the penny stocks all the way down from ORIS that we had on here. Right here, ORIS was up, and Raya right there was looking pretty good. We do them all, and even meme coins I was talking about. TONX and that verb changing, and then also the ton coin, whatever it is. And of course, we always talk about our ETF 500. We'll go through crypto as a matter of fact in a few moments. And let's see what else is going on right here. If I missed anything, let me just roll through and see. Mr. Drawdown had a few in the beginning. I missed and went right over them. And CAPS. Let's look at caps right here. That looks like it could pull back a little bit more, and but it's right around that 20. It'll probably get that roll off, so you might have a day or two on caps. We'll remind us tomorrow to keep an eye on that one. BCG right here. Let's see what Bin Capital is doing, and that had a nice little dip down, but it's sitting on that line. And again, if they're under the MACD, you're generally pulling back at the moment. Is what they're doing for right now. And we'll be keeping an eye and seeing when they want to get moving back up. HCAI, this thing's another China one, and that thing is jumping up. So the China ones are actually looking pretty good right here. You know, they go in waves right there. When they get fired up, they can run pretty well. So we'll be keeping an eye on that one. And ELPW is the long power holding right there, and that's in the basement trying to curl up. You do have a few days, but that one could run probably towards what's today, Tuesday, towards the end of the week right there. So definitely keep an eye on that. Elong Power Holding, ELPW. And WeBuy right here is a Singapore one. And I haven't seen this one for a while, and that one's just kind of dipping down, and we'll watch to see if that one gets ready to bounce off of there for good old WeBuy. So we'll keep an eye on WeBuy and see when that's ready. So there you go, Mr. Drawdown, and we did them from Luis Rodriguez. We looked at them from Laptop Travel, and let's just keep on cruising. And we were talking about Griffin. We did not look at TNFA there, deleted. So let's see what that's up to at the moment. TNF Pharmaceuticals, and they just had a reverse split today, 1 for 100. So you're right. We definitely want to keep an eye on TNFA. We love after they reverse split because that's when they start to move. So let me keep an eye on that tomorrow and see if we get that bounce up. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. And I have to jot that down. TNFA reverse split right here. RS, and then I'll look at that one tomorrow and we'll have that updated because I doubt it's going to run. It doesn't look like it's going to bounce right off the bat. It was up a little bit, but nothing too crazy right there. Deleted. NTONX, we were talking about that one as well. Google, that one's up. We'll look at it again. UTHR, another one of our picks, Laptop Travel picks on the Discord right there. And like I said, he's been crushing it. United Therapeutics Corp. And that one ran up like $100. Holy cow, that one, I didn't even see that thing. That thing jumped up, and look at that. Could try to run up some more in the morning. It's in a good spot right there. We'll just have to see what it wants to do. And good old math right here. Meta Alpha Technology was running up, curling up, and looking pretty good today. I did see that running up there. And Deckers, we looked at that the other day, remember? And that thing popped up and wants to run up a little bit more right there. So DECK looking pretty good right there. And we were early on that one. Aftermarket, it definitely rallied. Some things definitely did there. And let's see, how to destroy a good business. Let your kids run it. You're not kidding. Laptop Travel. Crypto scams are the worst. You're not kidding with that, Mr. Drawdown. I think everybody's been involved in some of them. And let's see what else is going on. DXJ is up $12 since we talked about it in late July. And let's see what that's doing. DXJ, I don't even remember. We look at so many. Wisdom Tree Japan, I do remember this guy. And it was an ETF right there. It wasn't a bullish state, and it is trying to run up. It looks like it's trying to pop up a little bit more right there, DXJ. And let's see what else is going on right here. Humana, that one's up. Luis Rodriguez, I saw that. Humana, whatever it is. And that was ripping up there into the top still, and still looks good. We pay tariffs, but we can't do the same. We were talking about all the tariff stuff right there earlier. SMR, let's see what that's doing. New Scout Power Corp. That looks really good right there. Let's write down SMR because that looks pretty good to me. And UUU, that was running up there today. I know that was jumped up, and that's Universal Safety Products. And that did bounce up. I don't know what their news was. Universal declares one-time special cash dividend of $1 per share. Look at that. So, wow, there you go. If you had like 100,000 shares, you would get $100,000 back, and that would be pretty cool. So there you go with UUU, and it jumped up on there. And VKTX is the Viking right here, and this thing is finally trying to get set back up. I remember it was running up there and then took a nice dip, so definitely keep an eye on the good old Viking getting set up. And what's MLYS? Do we even look at it? I kind of remember what is it? Mineral? I don't even know what the heck that is, guys. What mineral? I have no idea what that's called. Mineralis. I have no idea, guys. You know I can't read anyway. But anyway, this thing jumped up pretty well. And let's see what they did today. Announced pricing of an upsized $250 million unwritten public offering right there. And so yeah, they had a public offering, and the thing jumped up there. So AstraZeneca's hypertension results, not sure, but looks like they had something going on that was pretty good right there for MLYS. That was not on our radar. And let's see what else is going on. Ulta was running up pretty big today, that makeup company. And I guess back to school. I'm not sure. What did they have? Earnings? And I guess they crushed their earnings from Friday. I'm not even sure. It looked like they were Friday. I don't know what was going on here today. But this thing was running up there, that's for sure. ULTA, good old Ulta. And BIIB is Biogen Inc. And that thing was running up. It's hitting some resistance. I'd have to look at that tomorrow right there, but it did look pretty good. And yeah, Ulta was definitely looking good today. I know that. Let's see what else is going on here. Starbucks to launch a protein packed cold foam lattes later this month. Luis Rodriguez, you definitely know your stuff about all the food companies and everything else. I don't know if you just research it or if you enjoy all that stuff, but you always know you knew McDonald's had to do sandwiches. You always know all that good stuff, which is awesome. Starbucks looking really good right there. If it can cross through, it will run. Just look at it. It's in a good spot, good placement right there, and should be interesting for tomorrow. So we'll keep an eye on SBUX. And that is your Starbucks right there. Customers who add Starbucks protein cold foam to their grande beverages can expect about 19 to 26 grams of protein, while the chain's grande sized protein latte delivers 27 to 36 grams of protein. Holy shit, that's crazy. That's like an entire meal right there. And Mr. Drawdown said he thought August is the worst month. It depends on the year, Mr. Drawdown. It usually starts towards the end of August and then kind of runs into a little September action. And then the markets get cranked back up. So, yeah, that's what we're seeing. And we did Lyft and Clover. They were looking good. McDonald's was looking pretty good. And Yosh changing its stock ticker to VSTD. Not exactly a good choice right there, but whatever. And let's see what else is going on. They'll be in, and Yosh will be investing. They should just keep it as Yosh. It sounds way better than VSTD. And they definitely didn't consult with me on that. I can promise you that. I'd been like, just keep it Yosh. It's awesome. I like it. And so yeah, I like it. Like I love chocolate milk. Yosh was way better than VSTD. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. And Wang and Lee and Rocket Lab, we looked at all them. Clean Spark, we'll go through that. And let's see what else is going on. Let's see that JD.com right there. Let's see what that's up to. That's actually looking good. I know you mentioned that the other day. And is that Netflix went under $100 in 2015 and it's had a hell of a run. Yeah, well, Netflix is like crazy. Hold on, what is it? NFLX right there. And yeah, that thing's insane, guys. Look at this thing. And oh, you're right. Look at this thing way back down there at like the 200 range, and you're in the 1200. Things over $1,000. We'll go through that as well. And you said to watch that JD. We'll look at that. We'll look at TSM. Back for $13 back in the day. That was a nice one, no problem. Deleted. And you were recently involved in a crypto scam with the stock traders. Probably knows that's hilarious, Mr. Drawdown. I think we all have, huh? And if you're listening, we did a show yesterday. So that was on there. And so there you go with that. But we will get that one running back up. I promise you. I can't promise, but we're going to do everything we can to get that right back up there. And we will make bank when it happens. I can tell you that. If we can do it, it'll definitely be really good. And it's still in the 600,000 market cap, and it's just kind of getting right to that bottom area where now it's got to start that curl up and start moving. So basically, I just been monitoring the chart to know exactly when it needs to move at the right time, and then we can get it moving and get it into that bullish channel, and then it can start to run up there, and we can get it cruising along, Mr. Drawdown. And that is the game plan. So that is what we're trying to do with that one right there. And obviously, we all know all too well about some meme coins, crypto, and all that good stuff. You see the rugs get pulled on them, especially the Trump ones. They get rugged. Everything gets rugged. So it's crazy. And yeah, so it is wild. All that crypto is crazy, but it is pretty entertaining to say the least, and it keeps people in it because there's a ton of money involved. That's for damn sure, and it doesn't seem to go away. But anyway, let's go ahead and look at our laptop travel list. We'll look at our Jolie's jams, go through our Spy Mag 7 big cap, see what's going on here, and what else is going to be popping. I think we picked out quite a few that are looking pretty good for tomorrow, and let's see what our laptop travel list provides, because AEI right there, right off the bat, that real estate one looks like it wants to continue up. I did see that one. It was jumped up in the after hours. And AIHS right here is looking pretty decent to run off the 20. As you can see, it should curl up there and take it up to the 50. So keep an eye on that. I wasn't sure what that one was. I'm not sure if I wrote it down wrong. Laptop travel, but INBS right here, Intelligent Biosolutions, just a little bit of pullback right there inside that channel. We'll see what that will do tomorrow. And I think it's KPRX is what I have there. And Kyura Pharmaceuticals, not familiar with this either. And this is just a little pullback to get set up, but that one's probably going to be good this week. So you might want to keep that one on your list. MTVA, we've definitely looked at MetaVia before. And let's see what MetaVia is up to right here. And that should roll right off the MACD and start to move for MetaVia and NAMM. Whoop, NAMM right there. Namib Minerals. And let's see, that's a gold one. And you could bet this one's going to be popping. I would say keep your eye on NAMM right there as gold is ripping up there. That thing does look really good. I have to see this again. NAMM right there. And that does look good to try to continue some momentum tomorrow, guys. So keep your eye on that thing right there. And let's see, NIVF, we do know this one, and we've looked at this NIVF. NIVF looking good as well right there, guys. So keep an eye on that. We'll check out IVF because we've looked at both of them before, and that's in the basement, not looking as good. It could be trying to bottom out, but NIVF does look pretty good right there, I must say. And PTIX, let's see what that Protagenic Therapeutics is doing. Just a little pullback today, but trying to get set up to roll off the MACD in the 20 right there. So that is trying to get cruising. And PYPD, what are we doing here with PYPD? Polypid. And this thing is trying to curl up. I will have to look at it tomorrow. You can see it trying to. It have to make that hard curl up. Not saying it can't, but we'd have to look at it right there. SFHG is Samfine Creation Holdings. And I know we've looked at this before, and that thing looks like it wants to run up a little bit right there. So we'll look at that tomorrow. And SXTP is 60 Degrees Pharmaceuticals. And I know it was trying to get set up the other day. I was looking at it, and it did run up on Friday. A little more run up today, and we'll see where that wants to go. But that one might have a little bit of pullback to get set up a little bit more. And WFF right here, WF Holding, and that thing looks like it's fairly new back in April. And that thing could get cruising. It did spike up there one day up to the 29 area, and we're at 97 cents. So I don't think it'll run up that high, but we could get back up to the 50 and a little bounce, and it could have a nice little run. So keep an eye on WFF right there. And there you go for your laptop travel list. That's a nice one. Thank you, Laptop Travel. And let's just jump right into our Joey's Jams right now, and then we'll cruise into our SPY Mag 7 big caps and all them guys. Agrify ran up, then pulled back a little bit, and obviously it's still in the top. Could have another little bounce up, but it already ran pretty well, and it did change its stock ticker to RYM right there, Rhythm, and they merged with like Green Thumbs right there, so they have all kinds of stuff going on. And I forgot to post my video. I did it on that. I'll post it after. I totally forgot to do that. Anyway, I will do that. But that is Agrify. And again, I'm going to have to change that stock ticker because it's RYM now. So that one is changed. And here goes Blink Charging. It was trying to get set up and ran up the other day. And now we have a little bit of pullback as it's going to set back up. You can see the 20, a little easy pullback over the MACD. So Blink should get ready to run again. Sezzle right here was pulling back down. I thought that was trying to get set back up, but the 20 pushed it down. And I guess we're going to have to wait for Sezzle right there. And good old Sterling is an infrastructure. That's a construction one. And that thing was pulling back just a little bit the other day. A little more today, but we'll see. It says it wants to run in the after hours. And we'll keep an eye on Sterling right here. It is under the MACD, so we have to make sure it does get curled through. And Rivian looking good right here as it's running up. Remember, that had been down. Now it's running up there and already crossed through. And if they're already crossed through running up, they're looking pretty good. So that is your Rivian. And Symbotic right here has a little bit of pullback. And another one, just follow that pattern, guys. It's really easy right there. We pick them out all the time. And here is Nike right here pulling back as well. And another one couldn't cross through, and you can see what happened to it. And DXYZ is down a little bit. And we know this has some time to get set up. It probably has like weeks, couple weeks to get ready for that one. But that one will get set up right there. And that is DXYZ, and that's your Jolie's Jams and Nike and DXYZ. Let's look at our SPY. We did look at it. It was down. It was down way more earlier, and then it popped back up. And then in the after hours, trying to bounce up, but I don't think it's exactly ready. We'll see though tomorrow. I'm telling you guys, these things can bounce around relatively fast, and we'll see if the market can get changed. If he can get this tariff thing expedited into the Supreme Court, it might just bounce the market right back up. And I know we already asked about it, so we'll see what goes on. Apple was pulling back, but running up in the after hours, and that one had been looking good the other day. Had that pullback, and now it's curling up and looking really good. So again, they dipped down today, and in the after hours, things started to move right there. Amazon was still pulling back a little bit. Didn't really run up in the after hours, but it doesn't look too bad right there. You can see it's in that spot where it can easily pull itself back up with no problem. Google ran in the after hours. That thing went nutty, so that one's up there as well. And Meta, that thing actually ran back up in the after hours, was dipping down. So whether they're just stepping down or if they're going to get reversed back around, they could get reversed back around, and it could take about a week or two to get set back up. And then that will put you right into, what is it, the September 19th area when the Fed's talking. I forget the exact date, but it's around there. It'll put you right around there for when the Fed's going to change the have that rate cut. So it is interesting, and you can see the timing of everything happening right there. But there is your Meta, and Microsoft right here was pulling back. I think Microsoft might have a little more pullback right there, and we had discussed that before. NVIDIA pulling back a little bit as well, and I do think NVIDIA has a little bit of pullback, so we'll keep an eye on them. And obviously, they will get set up. It's in a bullish state. Let it bottom out right there. It'll be a good opportunity again. And that is NVDA. And of course, our Tesla, that was down. We knew it was coming down. And I think we're going to be looking for that roll off coming up right here. I think it bounces back up tomorrow and looks a little better right there for Tesla. So definitely be keeping your eye on TSLA. And let's go through AMC. We already looked at GameStop. That was up. AMC just pulling back a little bit. GameStop was running up, hitting a little resistance, but was looking good today. Chewy was down a little bit and pulling back to roll off the MACD, and just follow the pattern, guys. Unity looking a little bit better right there. Look what it wants to do. Wants to roll right off that MACD right there. That's for sure. For your the letter U, Unity right there. And Netflix, we looked at that. And again, this thing looks like it wants to roll off. It's in that spot where it could pull itself right up there and get cruising. You could see earlier it had, oh no, it wasn't Netflix. Netflix looks like it's definitely going to roll right off of there. So Netflix looks pretty safe. I forget what it was that wanted to roll back off. AVGO right here. Remember, that had a good pullback, and I'm telling you, they're in such a bullish state that they're not really dipping so hard. So I do think that you have a little easy stair step down and a little bounce around coming up right here. MU, a little bit of pullback down to that support line. And like I said, there's so much great support. TSM pulling back. That might have a little more pullback down to the 220 area right there. And SMCI was pulling back, and maybe that has a little more pullback as well. It's sitting on that 200. So we'll see if it does want to drop under it. It is a pretty critical spot right there. AMD sitting on the 50 right there and could try to bounce up. And again, that looks like it could have a little bit of more pullback, or at least a setup time for a week or two, and then get cruising up there. And good old QCOM was setting up. It was down today, touching the 20. I think you get a bounce off of that right there. And good old Snow had been pulled back. It was in the top and coming out of the top, pulling back a little bit. Nothing real crazy. And what about your PayPal right here? And that had a little bit of easy pullback down to your trend line. I think PayPal gets ripping real soon, guys. It's looking pretty good. And here's your Intel. And that one had been pulling back to your MACD. That's going to get rolling off as well. And Chewy reports September 10th, so we'll have to remember that, Michael Anthony. And that is your Intel right there. And like I said, that's going to try to roll off right there. And how about Dell was down? And this could be trying to bottom out. And again, I think we're getting down to these bottoms. Some great pullback on the charts. And then they can get ripping again. IBM right here had pulled back. That was looking good. And obviously, that's going to get set back up. So wait for that to roll off, and you're going to have your run up on IBM. And Palantir right here is trying to get set back up. It's still underneath the MACD, so you know it's could bounce back down a little bit. And Sophie is probably going to try to roll off. Sophie actually looks pretty strong right there. You can see it hitting the MACD, but not looking bad. And we know they like to roll off there. We'll see if it tries to pull through. I don't think it will. So I think we will see a little bounce play there. And how about your Mara and Riot getting really set up right here? You can see them. Riot was jumping up. I saw that one. And even Clean Spark not looking bad right there. So I'm telling you, crypto is about to get ripping. I'm telling you that right now. And MicroStrategy was trying to set back up and looking way better. So keep your eye on that. Robinhood was down a little bit, but I'm telling you what, that's going to get set up. Coinbase is looking pretty decent right here. You're getting ready to run with that one. And Bull is trying to get bullish again. Had some pullback today. Look for a good opportunity. I'll look for that one to get reset up. You can see it pulling back there and had some nice dip action right there today. And SPCE was down a little bit, but that thing looks pretty good to try to run. We were looking at it earlier. Boeing running up a little bit. Looking pretty good right there, I must say. And how about your Trump Media? DJT was pulling back, and Fun was pulling back as well. But Fun's just sitting right there and in a pretty good spot. So you could see a little bounce play as well with PHUN. And we looked at McDonald's already. Disney, no, we didn't look at Disney. It was Nike. Disney's actually trying to bounce back up. Remember, I was saying it was looking really good. I think we do see a run with Disney right there. And Oxy and ExxonMobil are up with your oil and gas looking good right there. So there you go, guys. That's what the market looks like. AEI, that one was running up there in the after hours. I did see that one popped up there, and it's looking pretty good for some momentum in the morning right there. And Dell at 115, I do think it's going to pull back some more with you, Michael Anthony. So there you go with that one. And cancel Netflix. It's not $30 a month. Is it almost $30 a month? I don't even know what it is, to be honest with you. And what do we think about BMNR? I think we do have a little bit of pullback on it, obviously, the Ethereum ones, but these things are getting set up, guys. So I do think it's going to get turned around. I think you're going to have a little tiny more pullback on it, and it tries to bounce right back up there. And how about your yin? And the yang? The yin was looking good to continue its way up there. The yang was pulling back. So keep an eye on them. And KWEB, let's see what that's doing. Crane Shares, that's a China ETF. And that wants to roll off there. We did check out JD.com right there. And I was saying it was looking pretty good to try to run up there. And let's see what else is going on. Pull the plug and pay more money. There you go. You're not kidding, Mr. Drawdown. You pull the plug from cable. Streaming cable is scams, crypto scam. Everything's a scam nowadays. Let's put it that way. We all know that everything just costs a fortune, and they just suck money out of our pockets like a vacuum. It's crazy for everything. But anyway, don't forget to check out the article on the new Singapore IPO. It's going to be lit from Laptop Travel in his newsletter, so keep an eye on that. MicroStrategy's potential S&P 500 inclusion could spark $15 billion passive buying. Watch for that announcement any day. And BMNR could hit 34. Let's see where it says BMNR. We topped off. And let's see where you're at. It could get down there. I don't know if we're going to get that far. It might get down to like 38, 37, right around there. But I do think you're pulling back. Let's look and see what crypto looks like at the moment, because Bitcoin did jump up a little bit. Remember, it was at like 109, 110. Now it's in the 111s, and it is bouncing up there. Remember, I told you guys that was going to be the bottom right there. Ethereum, I think, has a little bit more pullback on it. Solana's been looking good. It's running up, and I've been telling you Solana's been looking great. Ripple right here looks good. That's about to get ripping, guys. So keep your eyes on this. I told you I'd let you know when it's about ready to get ripping. Bitcoin, Ripple, Solana looking good. Cardano not looking bad as well. That's getting ready to set up. Stellar right here is looking pretty good. It looks like it bottomed out. Chainlink not looking bad right there. 23 something. Could have a little more pullback. I know Optimism was up a little bit and not looking bad there. So there you go. It's your crypto. We talked about our ETF 500. HWH was a big popper right there in the Discord. And I think we did get everything right there. Let me see if I missed anything over here. And let's see what's going on. I'll check out and see what else is happening. Big question to be answered is whether or not President Z or whatever of China will mention the massive amount of support and blood that the United States of America gave to China in order to help it secure its freedom from a very unfriendly foreign invader. Many Americans died. A bunch of stuff right there. Oh, something that Donald Trump said. And many Americans died in China's quest for victory and glory. I hope that they are rightfully honored and remembered for their bravery and sacrifice. May President Z or whatever and the wonderful people of China have a great and lasting day of celebration. Please give my warmest regards to Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un as you conspire against the United States of America, President Donald J. Trump. He really wrote that? That's so great. He certainly did. That's pretty wild. He is pretty crazy dude, but that's why we like him. You need someone to be crazy in this country, that's for sure. And that's pretty interesting right there. Luis Rodriguez, I'll repost it. You guys can check that out. And there you go. And that's what that is. And let's see. What do we have trending over on the stock twits real quick? Let's take a quick look. See what's going on over there. And I think we did get it to everything, I believe. BCG should rip. Let's see what that is. I don't even know what BCG is. I'm not even sure what it is, to be honest with you. What is that? Oh, that's that Bin Capital right there. And it does only have 14,000. That doesn't always mean something because when they get set up, they'll catch the volume, but that one will probably dip down a little bit more right there. And China, India, it doesn't matter. They were all thorough countries to which the United States developed in the superpowers. And yeah, Bitcoin trades under BTC USD to understand why to dip and support. We do know that one for sure there, Michael Anthony. We've been going through crypto for a while, and that's how you have to bring it up. If that's honestly, you can have BTUSD, you can have BTC ETH if you want, and you can do it Bitcoin versus Ethereum and buy it that way if you want. You can do it any which way. But yeah, we tend to buy BTC USD, and that's what we generally do right here. Hold on, let me hop it up there on the Coinbase. There are all the contracts right there. There's your Coinbase, and there you go. And again, hitting your MACD, it looks like it bottomed out. We might have a little more dip down, but they are going to get set up relatively soon for that. That's for sure right there. And let me see what was going on over here. Lucid was down, Google was up, and GameStop was up. IPDN, what's that doing right now? Professional diversity. I think we mentioned this like last week or something. I remember looking at this recently, IPDN, and that thing is running up there. That's for sure. Not sure what ZS is. Zscaler, not even sure what that is. And looks like it was running up a little bit in the after hours. We looked at UUU and MNKD. Let's look at that one. Isn't that a Mankind biotech company? I thought it was software. It's a biotech company, and that ran up. Just be careful. It might run up at that 4 a.m., but it probably will come back down right there. And Google soars after Judge says it doesn't have to sell Chrome, so that's why it ripped up there. Japan service sector growth moderates in August. PMI shows global bond sell-off hits the stocks. Alphabet and Apple stocks rally after Google antitrust ruling avoids the worst case scenario, and treasuries join global bond rout with 30-year yield nearing 5%. So there you go, everybody. I would say that's a pretty fun market review for this Tuesday evening as we start up our September here, and we'll get in the fall. And again, the market did fall a little bit today, but not really that bad. It was down. The SPY was down pretty early, and then it rebounded back up. I do think we do see a little bit of pullback here, and we'll see tomorrow. It could just roll right back up there. As we know, the market tends to do that right now. I don't even know. Let's look at our I didn't even look at this to see what was going on. There was no economic today, or Monday. I mean, today it was S&P Global US, the PMI right there. Tomorrow's MBA mortgage applications, factory orders, and then ADP employment change, whatever that is. And then Friday is non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate right there. That'll be interesting. So there you go. That's what the economic calendar looks like going into this week. And we'll be on tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. for our pre-market show. You know that. So if you're just new tuning in, greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. We do this show every night at 9 p.m., but we're soon going to start doing it probably next week at 8 p.m. And so we'll catch it right as the market closes. We'll do it a little earlier. That way everybody can get done the show, tune in, get to whatever they have to do as the kids are back to school and everything else. All of our schedules are probably changing a little bit, and then we can be up for the 4 a.m. Warrior Crew and be able to destroy the market. There's some big poppers every single morning, and I want to be taking advantage of them. And then we'll catch all the beautiful setups there. So that is what we have for you guys. And again, Michael Anthony and Mr. Drawdown and Luis Rodriguez and Laptop Travel and everybody else. I know Chris was hanging out and Deleted was hanging out and a bunch of other people. I trying to scroll through and just see who else was on here. I know there's a lot of messages and a lot of people. If I missed you, I do appreciate you guys hanging out. And again, we will do the show at 7 a.m. We do it every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. And then obviously Robin's hanging out. How are you, Robin? I know you said you're going to be joining our 4 a.m. Warrior Crew as well. So we're looking forward to it. It will be a fun one, that's for sure. We'll have a good time. And again, I'll give you guys all the beautiful setups and we'll catch them on the way up. So you can trade the fast ones in the morning, catch the good setups, and then run it both ways right there. That HCAI is looking pretty good right there. That China one in the morning, Mr. Drawdown, I will agree with you on that. So thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Greatly appreciate it. And you'll be on Thursday at 4 a.m. So there you go. I'll be on Monday, 4 a.m. I'll be starting. And again, just getting back into our new schedule with the kids starting school and everything. So we have our orientation tomorrow for kindergarten for Dougie, and his first day is Thursday, and my daughter's first day is Thursday. And then really they'll get back to school on next week, I guess, will be really when it's in full swing. So there you go, everybody. Again, greatly appreciate you guys hanging out. Be sure to check out the Joe Exotic interviews I've done. Check out the small cap show today. And again, we had the owner of Telegram on there, Manny. He was really cool. So you can check that out, and that TON coin and also TONX. So we'll be keeping an eye on that for sure. And don't stick your hand between a moving chain. That's for sure, Mr. Drawdown. I'm pretty sure I gave everybody that lesson. But then I also grew a fingertip back right there. You can't even tell anything even happened. It's like perfect now. It's just grinded down a little bit. It's not as round on that side, but I mean, you wouldn't really be able to tell. And it's a hell of a story. I'm not going to lie. I grew a fingertip back in like less than a month. Pretty wild stuff. I've never seen anything like it. And yeah, it's like 100% healed now. It's real sensitive. Especially like if my hands are like hot or cold, that thing is like I can really feel, like the doctor told me. He said, yeah, your finger is going to be really cold this winter. And he wasn't kidding. I've definitely experienced that already. And it is super sensitive. I have to be careful. It was a funny story. It was a great story. I mean, who sticks their hand in a moving go-kart chain looking for their cell phone? I'm a maniac, guys. You guys know that. And but hey, we laugh it all off and keep on cruising. And why don't we start at 9 until 10:30 each day, and that way share everybody's what in the morning. You're saying we could do something in the morning. Ben hops on at 9, so that's why I don't really hop on at 9, because Ben from the Story Trading in our Discord also hops on at 9. So I do it at 7 a.m. Nobody's doing it at that time. We go through the market. We know exactly what's going on, and they're all recorded, so you could easily watch the replays on the YouTube. But yeah, there's a bunch of people on at 9 o'clock. It's like that's when everybody's on there, and I kind of do it when nobody's on, to be honest with you. I just happen to pick the times when nobody does shows. We get up early, we knock them out, we know what the market's going to do. And yeah, maybe even while we're doing the 4 a.m. Warrior stuff, maybe we'll hop on and do some early stuff with that. So maybe me, Laptop Travel, will figure something out with that, and we'll look into it. But let's see how it rolls at first, and then we can always try to make things better as always. So that's what we're always trying to do. Evolve the show, make it better for you guys to really be able to lock in profits and trade smart. And it is a journey. I'm going to be honest with you. It doesn't happen overnight, as you guys can tell. I know, like Doge Mama 9, appreciate her always hanging out. I can tell that she's been doing really well recently in the market. Like I said, you got to really pay attention to this thing and really be into it. And it doesn't happen overnight. You do a lot of learning, I'll tell you that. But once you get it, it seems to be like a little pattern and a rhythm, as you can tell. And we catch up on these patterns and rhythms and routines and just now the market. So that is what we always do on the show. You know, we pick out everything. And even when Heinz Ketchup wants to divorce and break up, we even saw that happen. And before it even happened, I said something was going on there. And then today they announced that they were splitting into two companies right there. So there you go, everybody. I would say that's a good market review. And oh yeah, things definitely change, Michael Anthony, after the markets open up. And honestly, when we do at 7 a.m., it used to be more or less that was the pre-market time. Now it's 4 a.m. is the real pre-market. 7 a.m. the dust settles from 4 a.m. and you kind of get set up for the day. So that is how the markets operate today. And your Pfizer was jumping around, and they aren't looking bad. The healthcare ones are pretty set up right there. UNH looks like it wants to roll off. And I know what other one was it. Merck was looking really good right here. So keep an eye on that one right there. That looks like it wants to run up. So there you go, everybody. I'd say that's a fun show. And we'll be back at 7 a.m. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. Not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And everybody enjoy the rest of their evening. Any questions, hit me up on X. Any questions about the Discord or anything else, obviously, just give me a shout. I respond to everybody. And there you are. So I'll catch you guys in the morning at 7 a.m. We'll see what the markets are doing tomorrow. I think it isn't going to be too bad, to be honest with you. Looks like some soft pullback right here, and we'll get cruising right back along. So thanks again for tuning in. I'll catch you guys at 7. Have a good night, everybody, and I'll see you guys in the morning.